I wasn't thinking when I was in Playboy that I was going to have kids soon and they were going to grow up and it was going to be embarrassing for them. But I always thought I'll tell them age appropriate.
Post-war Pamela Anderson's documentary proves how her irresponsibility affected her children. Welcome to Management Highlights Daily. Shout out to Mr. Miles. Thank you for your donation and recommendation of this documentary of Pamela Anderson called Pamela, A Love Story. There are a lot of golden nuggets in this documentary, and that's why we are gonna make 3 or 4 videos highlighting the foolishness from a red pill perspective. We are starting with this particular topic because for me, personally, the reason why I have a woman is because of family. If I did not want family, if I did not want children, I would not be in a relationship right now. I took my talents overseas a long time ago, not just for women. However, finding the mother of my children was part of the plan. And this video is another reminder why you should be selective, careful, and protective when dealing with women, no matter where you are in the world. Pamela Anderson was in a different time in her prime, and things only got worse with social media, OnlyFans, and mainstream media pushing this promiscuous narrative. There are a lot of titties in the opening clip, so most of it will be frozen for YouTube. But it's about what she says, right? So stay focused, brothers. Shout out to the Patreon gang, salute! The original video is gonna be on Patreon because we have to respect the YouTube guidelines. That's why you will get a censored and filtered YouTube-friendly version. Certain clips will be frozen or excluded. So if you like what we do and you want to experience our content to the fullest extent, support us on Patreon. This video contains a lot of spoilers, so you've been warned. Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we gotta do. Because we men, ain't we? We men, ain't we?
That was the first time I felt like I'd broken free of something.
Photoshoot. Shy at first, by end of the week, you had to stop me from running out the door naked. To the side, am I doing this right? I could kind of see myself from the camera's perspective in my head. Once I got it, I had a blast.
I just remember at some point when I was in the fountain, splashing around, and there was a little bit of nudity, and I could feel like the silk, I'd pull it across my skin, then I would get goosebumps, and I was like that's where a wild woman was born. And I felt like it was kind of like a gateway to another world. Now I was gonna take the power of my own sexuality and take my power back, and I did it, I think in a really big way.
I jumped all over the place, rolled around, put my fingers in my mouth, and then my hair became my prop. After all, eventually that was my only wardrobe. And shoes. If I kept my shoes on, I didn't feel naked.
And when it clicked to me and I realized, oh, this is something I can do. I felt like this is something maybe that I'm good at. Not that I'm good at good looking, but I'm good at it.
This whole Playboy, centerfold, gatefold has like been playing a character for me, and I've had a lot of fun doing it.
First off, I want to say Pamela Anderson was really hot in her heyday. It's more than looks though. She had it. She was never casted for Baywatch because she was a great actress, but she was great eye candy. Acting did not matter. It's not a coincidence she got discovered. But the point of this clip is to let you know that a lot of women that expose themselves to the world enjoy doing it. Nobody put a gun to their heads and forced them to take their clothes off. Her story is similar to other women like Mia Khalifa, Brittany Renner. These women didn't feel pretty when they were younger. They were not used to getting a lot of attention. That's why you need to focus on her words and not her titties, because you won't see all of the red flags she's showing you from the start. Let's take it a step further.
I had been in LA for a few weeks, and I thought, okay, I did it, and I did Playboy. I'm going home. But the next day, Marilyn Grabowski took me for lunch. She said that Hefner really wanted me to be a playmate. I was like, Like, I just couldn't, it was so much to absorb. And she just said, I think you should stay in LA. I think you have a career here. Would I consider it? And I called my mom. She said, do it.
I told her to live her life, be free. I didn't do Playboy because no one ever asked me.
Mama co-signed. However, she didn't tell her mom anything before she did her first photo shoot. So it doesn't matter what Mama said. Pamela Anderson was gonna do what she wanted to do regardless. They didn't think about the future. They are living in the moment. Don't forget, she's getting paid to do all of this. This is why we don't feel sorry for these women when they have to suffer the consequences, because what we're gonna highlight in this video all comes with the territory of exposing yourself to the world. Let's continue.
I think she just doesn't have a problem with getting in trouble for these things. You know, and I'm always like, please don't do that. We don't want this kind of attention anymore. You know, like, let's just have some peace.
Did you hear what her son said? Peace. That's what we men want. Peace of mind. Women like Pamela Anderson do not want peace. Peace is boring. Women like Pamela Anderson are agents of chaos. You can see her struggle with the wall because that roller coaster ride is over. More about this later. Let's continue.
How's the family?
Very good.
Everybody
the boys
good?
are great.
They've seen, have they seen pictures of you like in Playboy and stuff?
No.
Oh.
I wasn't thinking when I was in Playboy that I was going to have kids soon and they were going to grow up and it was going to be embarrassing for them. But I always thought I'll tell them age appropriate. But I never got the chance. You know, they always found out before I could really talk to them about it.
I just love this clip because it shows how being a mother, being a parent, isn't something you just become today or tomorrow. A lot of women want you to forget their past, but a person's past is important because it helps us understand who we are dealing with. If you watch this documentary, she doesn't change at all. She hit the wall and that changed her landscape, but she is the same woman. Now, what she says is even more relevant today than when Pamela Anderson was in her prime. There was no internet back then, and when the internet became available to the public in the 90s, it was not what it is today. But it doesn't matter how you slice it. The moment you appear on the cover of a Playboy magazine, it's gonna affect your future forever. A lot of women do not think about their future when they put themselves out there for the world to see. Let's take it a step further.
But a tape of your parents having sex is another level.
When I was a kid, I thought everyone knew things about me and my family that they never should have known. And like everyone had this dirty little secret about my family. I just remember in school, like if anyone ever brought up my mom, I was very quick to fight. I would just flush with anger.
Sidekick, bottomfish, chop.
Whoa. I remember one day after school, Dylan coming to me in tears saying, Mom, why did you do that tape? And I was like, oh gosh, really? We didn't make a sex tape.
This is exactly what we're talking about in this space when we expose the foolishness of these women on these podcasts or these OnlyFans content creators that think they can just push a button and become a housewife and a good mother. It doesn't matter if you tell your kid or your kid finds out the hard way. It will do damage. You heard what he said. It angered him. He was quick to fight when anyone brought up his mom. Hey, where did we see that before?
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to.
We all know why Will Smith lost it, and Chris Rock didn't even mention the entanglement with August. He made a G.I. Jane joke at the Oscars. But Will Smith felt he had to come to his wife's defense. Just like Pamela Anderson's son felt like he had to fight for something that his mom chose to do with her life. Making this entanglement public messed up one of the most likable guys in the entertainment industry, and Will Smith messed up one of his greatest moments in his career. You can mess up your child's life before it even begins because of your past actions. Certain things need to stay behind closed doors, not just for you, but also for your family, your loved ones. You cannot be selfish if you want to have children. Now, this is what Pamela Anderson said about the sex tape.
How did that tape get out?
It was stolen.
Rumors begin to circulate that Pamela and Tommy planted the video to bolster their own publicity.
People have actually thought that we put it out there for some ridiculous reason, because that became a kind of a trend afterward for celebrities that were using a sex tape to become famous. So, kind of left us in that category. And still to this day, people say that we made money off it, and which was never the case. I've never received a dime from that.
In this case, it doesn't matter what you believe, okay? The tape was stolen, the tape was planted, it doesn't matter. And here is why. Pamela Anderson's reputation was already established as a woman that sells sex for a living. She has no problem going naked for the world to see, and on top of that, she married Tommy Lee within 4 days. That's not a responsible look. Your reputation is golden. Protect it with your life. It's not about what she says, it's about what she can prove now. She claims she didn't make any money, but she also did not fight the court case until the end because she was pregnant at the time. Now, the Playboy magazines and the sex tape is not the only thing that's hurting her children. Check this out.
And I married Kid Rock. His name is Bob Ritchie. I take you, Kid Rock, to be my husband, my constant friend, my faithful partner, and my loving cowboy that I will ride forever from this day forward. There's Bob. Bob and I and a pineapple. We had a great time. Much fun together. He was really good to the boys. But I didn't feel like this is love because I have a impression of what love is, and this isn't it. It just didn't have that height, that frenzy that I was used to. I didn't want anything less than that.
Pamela Anderson married 6 times. And I'm going to let Peter Andre's son explain how foolish this is.
How can I feel like, obviously my real dad is...
I like when you say your real dad.
You've been married 3 times, and how, when you say them words, yes, I do, I'll be with you forever, blah, 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 and you say you mean it, why do you end up going, do you know what? No, get
You see how even a kid understands the foolishness. What's the use of saying these vows and not keeping them, just to turn around and do it all over again? 6 times! In her documentary, she recently got divorced again. Pamela Anderson is clearly the problem here, and we're gonna break it down in another video because this video is about the children. When you ask these women if they care about their children, they will say yes. But actions speak louder than words. Women don't like it when we highlight that fathers do a much better job raising their children, but the court system favors women just because they are women, and that's not a fair argument. This is not equality, and you don't hear these effinists run their mouths about the injustice this system does to fathers and their children. This whole documentary is full of promotion of the I do whatever I want narrative, but don't judge me. I'm strong and independent, but I'm a victim at the same time. Pamela Anderson is like a 55-year-old child. Do you recognize the rise of series featuring women that act like 40-plus-year-old children? Freaking childish. And that's why we want you to stop thinking with your DICK and protect yourself at all times when you engage with the opposite sex. We'll be back with another one tomorrow where we highlight Pamela Anderson's mindset when it comes to marrying all of these guys. It's ridiculous.
I wish she would have made the money. She would have made millions of dollars if she just would have signed the piece of paper. Instead, she sat back with nothing and watched her career like fizzle into thin air.
Man, that's where we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.